So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They've clinched the top spots to the road to the Super Bowl. It runs through them.
And there's a natural inclination here, partner, to say, okay, a lot of guys aren't going to play down the stretch. We've clinched. We're ready to go. But there's another part where you say, let's show the league why we're the #1 team. Maybe you intimidate someone. Maybe you dissuade them from thinking that they can beat you in the playoffs by going out and being really impressive down the stretch.
Absolutely, and you want to take momentum into the playoffs. There's also pride on the line for these guys individually.
Yeah, momentum and pride. Yeah, I'd make room for them and put them both in uniform.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
At the 45-yard line.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. Left side caught by Diggs. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here.
Wolverine, let's
and
go!
The result there, nice first down.
Bang,
Drive keeps
bang,
moving.
let's go, baby.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the player or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
They'll try and run for it. And the
why did I
Giants are going to
spin
have it
that
1st
way?
and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. Able to get a couple here that won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Short of the goal line.
He's already scored once. He definitely had his eyes wide open trying to get in there a second time, but I thought that was a really nice play defensively to deny him.
Yeah, it was. As you said, keeping him away from his second first-quarter touchdown there. And he takes it into the end zone for a Giant TD. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Giants add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm. Relax a little bit and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for
I have
panic.
to reset my whole game
Extra
just to
point
get
up
it
and
working
good by
perfectly.
Catanzaro. And it's now 14-0. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10. at their own 22-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnover.
Oh, good
now
run,
they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
At the 32-yard line.
Ingram again, a first down carry. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ravens, nothing.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run. It's Mark Ingram.
Where are you
And
going?
he's met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct.
He's gonna run the ball.
I would like to see them open things up.
Let's go!
And he can't
Sack
get
his ass,
away from the
bitch!
pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And it's fielded at the 34.
No, I knew he was going to come behind. No.
Called out a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. And he's found the end zone twice, and now the Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey,
Get out of my
but a seat
way,
on the
that
bench as
fucking
well.
bastard,
Whatever
baby!
you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total.
Second
down throw
he
for the
dropped
end
it.
zone, but it's incomplete.
He's one-on-one and he
Well served to take
dropped
that type of a physical
it.
approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And
No, another drop?
That might be the
Come on,
third down stop
guys!
that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a great job
go.
here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards.
Push it back.
And let's check on the call. So on the
Push it
big
back.
tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
The tackle made by Julian Love. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd down at the 5-yard line.
On 2nd down.
Let's go!
It's Ingram. Ingram churning. He lost the football. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown.
dude. They're
This
still
first
fighting.
half has been
They're
a
still fighting.
nightmare
Look at these
for
guys. They're
that
still
offense.
fighting.
Defense
Look at
just
that. Look
dominating
at
them.
Bob.
And when you're picking up
Let me
the
get
ball,
that.
picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's
Pop the
dream.
shit out of
Having
his
that type
ass.
of a game.
What?
Everything that can go wrong has gone
Oh, man,
wrong
still
for
fighting.
this
Come on, you won't
offensive
fight?
unit.
Wait, no, torn labrum. Not be able to return to this game.
Point after now from Catanzaro.
For the extra point.
And it is now 21-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use
Fucking
Fortnite.
defense.
Impressed,
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
am impressed. That means
you.
2 weeks, if I'm not
That
mistaken,
does,
correct?
that does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman.
Jackson's pass intercepted by the Giants.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look in the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Now Saquon Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
Whoop.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
If he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram.
Let's
and
go!
he loses the football a second time. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games. And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And this will be caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Flush to his right.
Oh, no! I threw it to
and he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
I thought it was right behind it!
What was that, man?
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Travis Kelce. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Giants have got it on cruise control.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Catanzaro now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was finished up by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. From the 6. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
On the return, the Ravens take over 1st and 10.
And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm, meaning the sideline is protecting you? Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously, look for points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Jackson going to give to Ingram on the option. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Marcus Golden.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game. Or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down
by Leonard Williams.
Brandon, never ceases to amaze me just how fast these defensive ends are in the game nowadays. Part of that is what we've seen in college football, where they've gotten smaller and faster on the defensive side of the ball. But they brought that to the NFL because it is hard for an offensive lineman to keep them away from the quarterback.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Jackson. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. Unfortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Mark Ingram. That's good for a Baltimore.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
A reminder once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And that is incomplete.
You should have ran that. You had a wide open lane.
Bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there.
Giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Lamar Jackson sacked.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Oh.
It's a return of 4.
No way he should be able to grab me with a guy blocking him.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Mahomes going deep for Diggs.
Come on, you play volleyball or something? That's in your hands. I don't get it. I don't know why they drop them.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Shit!
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now Jackson on 1st down. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Not much there, only a yard.
Brings up 2nd and...
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Makes the score Giants 35. Ravens 3.
So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital. And it's the home side who have the lead as they play the second quarter. Dwayne Haskins, 2 touchdown passes thus far. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Jimmy Garoppolo. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they've got the lead over the visiting Colts as that one's gone to halftime. Ben Roethlisberger has thrown a couple of touchdown passes. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter.
So fucking hungry, I'm about to go to sleep. Shark Week's about to start. Fuck the bullshit. I'm about to go to bed. Fuck this.